Greetings and salutations, my excellent friends. Just the other day, Victor, give me a break man over in Japan, asked for a little bit more detail as to what exactly is going on here in Korea for me to make a longer video. So I thought I would oblige and give a little bit more in-depth information to the questions that he posed and to what I see going on here. As I stated in my initial video, not a lot has changed. Things are still really calm, and we really foresee that taking place through the end of the mourning period, which I believe ends on the 28th of December. We really don't think anything is going to happen between now and then. We're not really sure what will happen after that. From what I understand, Kim Jong-Un is going to have a regent help him administer the country. And that may or may not go well with the chief military leaders. There may be some butting of heads. It all comes down to whether or not during the transition of power preceding Kim Jong-il's death, everything was able to be worked out and a smooth transition of power to be achieved. Until then, the country is remaining on guarded status. There's a few more guards around Blue House and around the National Assembly, but the scene overall is fairly calm, which you can see right here. So as you can tell, things are pretty low key. So we'll just have to wait and see if anything does transpire. The one thing you have to keep in mind is that Western media loves to portray Kim Jong-il and North Korea as a crazy, unpredictable state. However, when you sit back and really analyze what North Korea does, they're very calculated. They always have an end game. And that's one reason why South Korea is so adamant about being very cautious. Whenever North Korea does something, it's always in order to try and get something out of the West. So we don't know what's going to happen now, but we're just cautiously going to take a look. Overall, not a whole lot's going to change in terms of the status of events on the peninsula, because everybody knows that an all-out war is in no one's interest. Now, you also mentioned a few other things in your video, specifically Koreans hate the Chinese, or Korea hates China. And I've never really seen that here. In fact, in this last term, one entire class was filled with Chinese language majors. What I often see here in Korea is I guess a dissatisfaction or a dislike of Chinese foreign policy as it refers to North Korea in terms of giving them support and giving them aid, which I can really understand since the two parties are still at war. You also mentioned that while there is a certainly better relationship with Korea and Japan, there's still a dislike on many Koreans for Japan. And again, it's not directed at the Japanese people, it's directed at the Japanese government. Many feel that after liberation following World War II, that the Japanese government never really made the appropriate response, the appropriate retribution for the atrocities committed here in Korea during the occupation period. You still have comfort women protesting weekly at the Japanese embassy in Seoul. You have the destruction of countless treasures that had to be rebuilt later. And of course, you have the still sticking controversy over Korea's Dokdo, or as the Japanese like to call it, Takashima. It's really a thorn in the side that, these issues, 70 years coming up, haven't been resolved. And I'm not sure it will ever be. But when you talk about the Japanese people, there's a great love and you know, great hope that as time progresses, the relationship will continue. Hopefully, the other issues, the controversies, will ultimately be resolved, and the two nations can be really on equal footing and have great relationships. So I hope that answers your questions. Hope this video is long enough, Victor. If you have any other questions, be sure to shoot me a message. If you have any other thoughts about what's going on in the region, drop me a message. I'll be happy to respond with what I see here. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.